Hey guys, from HelloFresh we'll be making tonight the Spanish style spaghetti with shrimp and chorizo. As always, we're going to go through what came in the package from HelloFresh, the utensils you'll need to actually prep and cook the meal, and step-by-step instructions on actually how to make the meal. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the meal came with shrimp that we're going to have to rinse and then chop. It came with some spaghetti, whole wheat, looks like, parsley, we have diced tomatoes in a rich, thick juice. If you want to zoom in on that, hopefully it will auto, there we go, autofocus. We have some grape tomatoes. We have 2 cloves of garlic. We have chili flakes. And we have this chorizo. Alright, first step we're going to do is go through the utensils you'll need to actually prep and cook this meal. That's next. Alright, so for this meal you'll need 1 large pan. Something like this will do. You'll need 1 large pot, which right now I have boiling with some salt, so I can't show it to you, but use your imagination. You'll also need some salt. You need some pepper. It would be easier if you had a zester for the mincing of the garlic. You'll need a knife. You'll need 5 or 6 canisters to cut and place different ingredients in. You also need a measuring cup for the reserved water. And finally, you'll need a strainer to strain the pasta. First step, as I said already, you'll need to boil a pot of water with some salt, and then also wash the produce and also rinse the shrimp. So that's what I'm going to do now, and I'll be right back. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is grate the garlic. If you have a zester, it makes things a heck of a lot easier. Very simply, you'll be done in 30 seconds. You take the garlic, you don't drop it there, but you put it in to the zester, up and down, left, right, upside down, all the way to the nub. Take the nub, throw it out. If it doesn't stick to your fingers. Go to the next one, take the soft side, up and down, left and right, down to the nub. If this is a wider one like this one, you have a little more, turn it to the side till that's gone too. Hit it a couple times, there's your minced garlic. If you're unable to have use a zester, just use a knife and we can mince it that way. Alright, speaking about knives, we're going to have to use our knife. So we're going to, before every time, sharpen it. So, nothing worse than a dull knife. So we're going to go to the grape tomatoes, cut these in half. Simple enough, right? Easy peasy. Hold it, cut it. Alright, next you're gonna have to dice a third of the chorizo. They sent extra, so let me get that. Where is that? That is over here. Okay, easy peasy. Cut this up. Alright, so about a third of the chorizo. They did send extra, so give it about that. Over there. That off. We're going to dice it, so very simply. Cut it again. And again. Zoom in so you can see better. Smells good. I'm not a sausages person. Oops. Very hard and tough though. Oops. Okay. I'm gonna probably cut it again, just make it even smaller. This one doesn't to be too long. There you go. Just put it into one of your kind of canisters or whatever you want to call it, bowls. Put it aside. Next, we're going to take the parsley, finely chop it. Pretty simple to do. First, take it off the stem. They give you a lot of parsley, so use your best judgment on it. Parsley they give you a lot of. Main ingredient, whether it be shrimp, meat, or chicken, not so much. Obviously for price reasoning, but prefer more of that. Alright, so back to the situation at hand. We gotta finally mince or dice the parsley. So I usually use a double chop, but you don't want to slam it down because you're gonna damage your parsley. So very simply, just light and just keep on going like that. Move it back to the center. Do it again. If the blade is sharp, it'll go through it like butter. And you can see it's doing a pretty good job. Very light pressure. No rush, unless you are in a rush. Maybe one more time. You're done. Take your parsley, put it in your bowl. Alright, we're going to start to make the sauce. Okay, so here's the shrimp, all washed and rinsed and washed. We're going to chop this, but first I would like to tell you, first, as always, you use a different cutting board, preferably plastic, instead of wood. It's my opinion. One more thing, as you see these, sometimes there's a black line. Zoom in on this, there we go. Either up here or in here. These are all clean and checked, but that's the digestive system. You want to pull it out. You don't want to cook with that. But just start to mention it. These are all clean, all clear. You don't want, if there's any black line in there, that means there's still waste in there. Sorry to be graphic. And you want to just cut it out very simply. What you would do, should this have had it, which it doesn't, you would just take your knife, go around the ends, and then you just pop it right out. It comes out in no time. Turn over, do the same thing inside. Very simple. Start to throw it out there. Some people know this, others don't. Some don't care. Alright, so let's chop this. That's too small to chop. These are quite small, so normally I'd like to hold it like this, but sometimes I can't do that. You want to hold it like this because you want to cut your fingers. But when you deal with something like this small, it's nearly impossible. What do you expect for $9 a day, right? $9 a meal. You do certainly save money when you use these services. Gotta cook yourself, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But, you know, you do save money, usually. Went out to restaurant, had this meal. Forget it. Be a fortune. So, cut them here, put them in there. Oh, they're so small. Usually the bigger. I don't know. Alright. And there we go. So I was off screen, camera, but I want to show you the cutting. Alright, so next step, make the sauce. Alright, I forgot to mention you need olive oil, preferably extra virgin. So we'll put a little of that in there. And a medium to hot pan. Let that get all nice and hot. This is where you'll add the chorizo and the chili flakes. I'm going to skip the chili flakes and add the chorizo. It's still not hot enough. Give it a sec. There we go. Do this for about 2 or 3 minutes. We add the shrimp. Here comes the shrimp. I'm going to do this for 2 or 3 minutes. I do it until it's pink. Nice toss. Got a 2-minute timer. Smelling good. Smelling good. Alright, about a minute left. What you want to do now is also put the spaghetti in the pot next door. See? I'll take care of that. And you're going to cook it for about 11 minutes. Alexa, turn the timer on for 11 minutes.
11 minutes, starting now.
So we're going to make that. As it softens, you'll just float in, sink in. Sorry. As for, we'll check back in a second for that. But oops, my bad. Still needs a little bit more, I think. A couple more minutes for that, maybe a minute or so. Shake it a little bit. Let's take a look at the spaghetti. Just want to turn it. As you see, it's sinking in. Add the garlic now. Cook for about a minute until it's fragrant. see with the pasta. Doing pretty good. Getting in there. Yeah, beautiful. Yep. Oops. One got loose. And there's diced tomatoes, which are over here. I want to put this in for about 5 to 6 minutes. We'll put a simmer flame, just make sure you readjust to low flame. Just let it simmer, let it hang out. Take it a little bit. Alright, 2 minutes in. That's doing very nicely. Mix it up a little bit. Next on deck will be the grape tomatoes and salt and pepper. Alright, we're just about ready to put the tomatoes in. Doing pretty nicely. Here you go. Let's get the tomatoes. We put it in for about 3 minutes. These are grape tomatoes. Combine it nicely. Make sure everything gets all together. Put a timer on for 3 minutes. Next will be salt and pepper. And then we'll combine with the spaghetti once it's ready. Smells very good. Alright, so we've added the pasta to the remaining of the dish. You're going to shrimp, the tomato, crushed tomatoes, the grape tomatoes. Added some parsley. A little bit more. It's coming together very nicely. I don't think I'll need to use the reserve water because it's not that thick. Take a little taste. See how it's doing. You might need to add some salt, some pepper. Pretty good, but maybe a little salt for the pasta. A little pepper, give it a little flavor. Mix it together. We'll give it another try. Much better. Excellent. Alright, so let's plate the dish. Okay, here we go. Zoom in a little bit. Some pasta. Shrimp. A little bit more pasta. Oops, drop some. There we go. Some shrimp. tomatoes. Parsley for garnish. There you go. There's your meal. I present to you the Spanish style spaghetti with shrimp and chorizo. Zoom in. Oops. There you go. Just try to get everything that's out and that's in there in here. Some tomatoes. There we go. Hope you enjoyed tonight's meal. Stay tuned for the next one. Till next time, bon appetit.